as Representative Vela just said, here we are again. We've been doing this for I don't know how long. This rule has gone through many iterations and has gone through what you call discussions, which have not been discussions as far as the people that I've been talking to. You've run out the clock, and I think you feel rather smug about that. I'll be honest with you. I think that you think you've pulled one over on us. You've got a rule in place now that you think will solve this problem, which it will not. I cannot speak to the frustrations that I've had communicated to me by stakeholders. I've had conversations with several of you in this room, in this panel, saying that you have discussed these rules with stakeholders. Your idea of stakeholders is not the idea of stakeholders of people who actually run daycare centers. The stakeholders you've talked to are the echo chamber that actually put forth the kind of rules that we're now having to deal with. Because when I speak with stakeholders, I'm talking to people who actually run daycare centers, organizations that represent people who run daycare centers. They haven't been spoken to. They've never been called. They've been given something at the last minute saying, this is the rule, this is what it's going to be, and you will have to abide by it because the emergency rule runs out on October 29th, and if we allow this rule to not go forward, well, the 3-hour rule, you know, we're living in the Wild West. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. This agency deserves nothing but condemnation for the way that this rulemaking has been handled. The failure of this agency to run out the clock, to make this agency think that it has the authority to do this simply because they've given us no alternative is unacceptable. I know that you folks are looking for a new director. And I hope to God that this director is somebody who comes in and understands the problems that exist in this agency, one of which is daycare licensing, which it has no business doing. I have never seen a situation in government, and frankly speaking, other agencies are playing rope-a-dope with us as well. But you guys take the cake. You take the cake. You give us assurances, and then we find out you're not telling us the truth. This hasn't only happened in JCAR, it's happened in the committee that I sit on in adoption and child welfare. I'm told one thing and I find out another. You think this is the end of this? This is not. You have burned all the bridges that you may have tried to build with regard to getting this agency out of the mess that it finds itself in. This last week, we just had 2 DCFS workers on trial, one of whom was found guilty on 2 charges of child endangerment. This isn't the fault of just those 2 workers, although they deserve, the guilty verdict was well deserved. The judge made it plain in his closing argument, in his final reckoning, that the real responsibility here falls on this agency. Your failures have led to the death of children. Your priorities are misplaced. Everything that you've done that leads to the death of children and abuse and neglect has your fingerprints all over it. I am not going to put up with this anymore. I can't understand why it is you think that just because you have the statutory authority to do certain things, you don't have the moral authority to protect the children in your charge. I'm disgusted by every single solitary one of you. That's all I have to say, because if I say more, it'll be too much.
Thank you.